G'day and welcome to Hazy Bones Barbecue. My name's Camo and today I'm going to teach you how to make my favourite thing to eat, Banh Mi. So a few months ago I had a pretty crazy idea. I thought, why not get a small brisket, marinate it in some black bean sauce. In the morning I'll give it a heavy coat of pepper, smoke it in the offset smoker and then make my favourite thing, Banh Mi's. So now's the time to try it. I thought, why not? Let's give it a go. I picked up this nice little Wagyu brisket. It's a marble score 6 to 8, so it looks pretty nice. You can see a bit of the fat running through there. So I'm just going to give it a quick trim up, and then we're going to marinate it overnight, and we'll come back in the morning and we'll chuck it on the offset smoker. So I'm just going to remove some of this harder fat that I can see. There's a bit here on the bottom. All this stuff here I want to get rid of. It's not going to render out. It's not going to taste any good in my banh mi, so I really want to get rid of it. Now, I'm not going to be too picky with all that silver skin. Pretty happy with that. So it's got a pretty nice marbling through that, if you can see that. So for now, I'm going to put it in a tray. So we've got black bean sauce. We're going to chuck it all over the top here. Just going to use the whole bottle. It smells amazing already. Love it. That's a nice thick coating. It's going to go in the fridge now. In a few hours time I'll flip it over and might flip it again once more in the morning just so it all marinates through nice and evenly. So there you have it, nicely marinated brisket. About to go in the fridge, and then we'll come out in the morning and we'll get the smoker fired up and we'll go from there. Cheers! So it's now in the morning, I've got the offset smoker firing up, but what we need to do is get some pepper onto this. So it's been marinating all night. I did flip it over a few times, a couple of times last night, a couple of times this morning. So I just want to make sure that marinade is nice and fully coated. It looks like it is. And then what I've got today is I'm using cam pot pepper. So cam pot pepper is from Cambodia. It's got a really nice sort of fruity spice to it. And I just think it'll pair really well with this today. So I'm going to go pretty heavy. This is 16 mesh, so you can probably see it's larger granules, which is what I always use with my briskets anyway. Pat it in. Don't forget the sides. Now, I'm not being shy on this because I do want it very peppery, so I'll let that sit in for about 10 minutes or so, then I'll get it on the smoker and we'll get underway. So the way I like to start my offset smoker is I get a chimney starter and I fill it about halfway full of briquettes. Tip those in. The reason I do that, it really helps the offset to come up to temp really quickly. And what I want to do, I'm going to start off just with 2 bits, but I'm going to put a gap between the two. I've got my vents fully open. Down the side here, you can pull that drawer out. It's just going to draw more air in. Make sure your vent on your offset is fully open. It's going to get a bit smoky to start with, but we'll get it underway. So the smoke is still getting up to temp. Currently sitting about that 175 Fahrenheit, so it's slowly rising, but I'm okay. I really wanted to chuck the brisket in and get it going. I've reused the tray that I had this marinating in just to sit underneath to catch any drips. So what we're going to do, sit her in there. So today's cook, I'm aiming for around the 250 Fahrenheit. Happy to go to 275. Don't want to go too much lower than 225. Probably want to keep it on that higher end, but it shouldn't be a too long of a cook. It is Wagyu, it is small. I don't cook to time though, I will cook to feel. So after about 4 hours, I will check basically to see what the bark's doing. And once I'm happy with that bark, I will wrap it up and we'll finish the cook and then we'll get into it. Rightio, so we've been humming along nicely at about 250, 275, a couple of little spikes, but nothing to worry about. So let's take a look at it. And this thing is looking amazing. The color is really nice. Mahogany, I really like the look of that. And what I'm going to do is just test the bark. The idea is you just poke around, and as long as your finger comes back fairly dry, you know your bark's going to be set. So I'm pretty happy with that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to chuck that into some foil, I'm going to wrap it up, I'm going to continue the cook. So I've taken the brisket off. What I've done, I made some tallow from my last cook up. I'm going to put a little bit more tallow on, so I'll do a video on how to make tallow soon as well, so you can do it yourself. It's really easy, just using brisket, the trim off the brisket. So what I'm going to do here, I did put some tallow on the bottom as well. Nice and fully wrapped up, and I'll get it back on the smoker. Alright, so it's been 7 hours total, about 4 hours unwrapped, about 3 hours wrapped. I'm going to take a look. I think we're pretty close to being done here. Have a look at that. That thing looks amazing. Nice and juicy in there. So it's partly from the tallow, partly because this was a Wagyu brisket, so it's definitely going to have more fat content, which is really what I want to get it nice and juicy. So I'll just do a couple of probe tests. Little sticky on that side, but it's going through nice there. And what are we reading? 207 Fahrenheit, so we're pretty much done. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this out now. I'm going to rest it. I want to bring it down to eating temperature, which is about 60 degrees centigrade, and then I'm going to chuck it in a warmer. So I've got a nice commercial warmer. I'm going to put it in there and let it rest for a few more hours. Resting is really important. You can do it in an esky. I've got a warmer that I like to do it in, but it's always important to rest a brisket at least for a couple of hours, just to let everything else, all the juices reabsorb. And yeah, trust me, if you do it that way, you'll have much better results. All right, so I'll get it into the, let it warm down, cool down a bit, and I'll get it into the warmer. So this here's the commercial warmer, sitting just above 60. Briskets come down to temp, so we're going to chuck it in. There we go. And we'll leave that for a minimum of 2 hours. So the brisket's now been resting for just over 2 hours in the warmer. You can do this at home in an older esky, wrap it in a bunch of towels, stick it in the esky, and let it sit there, and it can sit there for 4 to 5 hours and it will hold temp. So we'll have a look here. Have a look at that. That thing's turned out absolutely delicious. Let's take a slice and see what it looks like. It's nice and bendy. It's got a really nice smoke ring to it. The bark on the top's really nice. Pull test, yep, pulls apart. Could be a little bit more tender, but I'm pretty happy with the outcome. And that tastes absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to do a bit of a clean up job, come back and make my favourite thing to eat, Banh Mi. So let's try the Banh Mi, let's see what we think. Now that brisket, I'm going to be honest, I don't think you need to marinate it overnight. Salt, pepper is probably all you need. I can't really taste the marinade at all. I can definitely taste the pepper that I added on top. There's a really good smoky flavour coming through. Really happy with that, but I don't think you need the marinade. It was a fun experiment. I was really excited to see how it turned out. Definitely probably won't marinate again, but I'll definitely salt and pepper. And if you can get your hands on a nice little Wagyu brisket, this is an awesome meal, and I definitely recommend you guys go out and try this. You can cook this on any smoker, you don't have to do it on and offset. So yeah, get out there, give it a go. If you like the video you've seen today, please give it a like and a subscribe, and mate, share it with your friends. I'm just trying to get the message out there that barbecue is pretty easy. It's not as hard as a lot of people think. So get out there, fire up your barbecue, make some banh mi's, have a good time. Cheers.